Hello folks, and welcome to this X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator comparison test. Now, this doesn't just compare flight models of the same Just Flight Turbo Arrow, which by the way is very high fidelity in both sims. It also shows a graphics comparison test. Here in X-Plane 12 on the left I'm using Orbex Trueworth, Great Britain, and on the right, apart from the Orbex London City Airport, it's completely stock. And there's no doubt about it that both sims look beautiful, but even with add-ons, Microsoft Flight Simulator wins hands down. But anyway, notice there how we rotated at the exact same speed, and we're climbing out pretty much exactly the same as well. Now it's interesting, since I did compare this last time to a default aircraft in both cases, we're trying a PAYWARE aircraft, and the Just Flight Turbo Arrow has won many of my tests as the best general aviation aircraft for many years. But anyway, here we go. We're now going to look on the external viewpoint here, a bit weird looking, but if you look at the scenery on the left, that is X-Plane 12 with Trueworth, Great Britain, and on the right, that is Microsoft Flight Simulator with photogrammetry. This video is proudly sponsored by VRWave, which are a tailor-made prescription lens insert provider that correct for nearsightedness, farsightedness, and any astigmatism you may have. Now, even if you don't wear glasses, it's very important to protect your lenses and also have a blue light filter to protect your eyes as well. I have a 5% discount code. Go grab it now while it's still available. But anyway, we're now going to try a steep turn test, and I am going to switch over views just to give you a better representation. But notice how both sims again are performing very similar. I think if anything it was more difficult in Microsoft Flight Simulator just because of the air pockets and bumps and the atmosphere in general, which felt much more realistic compared to my real world flying. At this point they both feel very similar, however things start to change now. Notice that when I kick the right and left rudder on both of the aircraft, and by the way I would not recommend doing it at the speeds I'm flying at, X-Plane 12 has a lot more adverse yaw and it just feels more natural the way it snaps back. Now this is in part due to Microsoft Flight Simulator's need for lookup tables and the tweaking of individual aircraft, whether the blade element theory is really showing its stuff here. Now for the next test we're going to try a stall manoeuvre. This is quite interesting simply because the Piper series of aircraft, particularly the Cherokee and the Turbo Arrow, has a Hershey bar style wing, which technically means the stall should be more mundane and a lot more relaxed and less violent perhaps than say a high wing configuration like a Cessna. So really, technically in the stall it should feel more mushy and less violent. Let's see what happens. Notice there that X-Plane 12 really wants to break that wing really fast, yet in Microsoft Flight Simulator it's very sedate and quite slow. I'm now going to try the same test with full flaps. This should be a lot more violent, particularly as I'm pitching a lot further up this time. And both react very similarly. In fact, actually Microsoft Flight Simulator is more violent and nearly heads into a spin. Now I know there's plenty of real world pilots that watch my YouTube videos, which is a complete honour. Please do let me know your thoughts on that. Anyway, final test, we're now going to do a side slip into London City, and pretty much it's a sort of dead heat really in terms of the characteristics. The aircraft is sinking like a stone and is behaving correctly as I'm using opposite aileron and rudder control. And just notice how both aircraft do tend to float, which is quite indicative of that wing design. Anyway, please do let me know in the comments, did you enjoy that comparison test? Please feel free to subscribe and comment below your thoughts. And please, Laminar, change that squeaky tyre noise in X-Plane 12. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now.